Hey folks, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I hope you watched my last night's fragrance review, which was on Yop Jump. And I really, I want to answer one question from one of the subscribers. I usually, these days, there are so many comments, I have to take my time. I cannot do them right on it, on the spot. So sometimes, I get busy with life. And, you know, fragrances, someone asked me, brother, I really appreciate your work. And I really like what you're doing. You're good, but I wish that you wouldn't do all these cheap fragrances, $10, $20 cheap fragrances, and instead you save up and buy, one niche fragrance or maybe something good, worthy of your my time or worthwhile. So every single thing people suggest. I used to be back in the days. When I started off, I used to take. I had this mindset. Sometimes I would get very defensive because maybe like probably I received some harsh comments and stuff, but with time I started to see, because you have to be positive and you have to take everything with positivity. So coming from that note, without forcing it, I'm not trying to be positive by force. It's early morning, and my head is clear after waking up, and I'm not in a very positive frame of mind, in a sense that I'm not okay. So I'll talk about some serious issues in his morning thoughts, but I'll answer to his comment. Why I do any fragrance review and I buy any fragrance, right? Uh, it's like cheap and everything. Okay, here is my thinking. All right, this is honest and this is my personal thought. You can take it however you want. I started my journey, loving fragrances. It's not about the money or the company. It's not about what scents are popular and what's not. My vision was to talk about fragrances that I love and what I really feel about what certain fragrance. Like let's say this is Yop Jump, right? So this is not definitely not a very expensive or new fragrance. This is an old fragrance. Yeah, we all know that. And then maybe there are a number of reviews on that, but what I really feel is sometimes when I watch reviews, maybe some informations like I didn't feel like it was complete, or it was like something that I didn't hear something that I wanted to hear, like what I felt. So yes, I feel like every single reviewer who talk about it, no one is wrong. No one is proving saying anything wrong or bad. They're just giving their time, and they're spending their time and giving their insight about a fragrance that they feel. Nothing. There's not competition. This is not a competitive world that you have to like really do the rat race to do a better work than other one, show a better bottle than other one. I do have fragrances that I spent. I mean, in total, I spent, according to me, I spent last 2 years. I don't know, insane amount of money, and I didn't make so much money. I just believed in fragrance and I continued to buy. So yes, where I am at the journey, cutting it short, um, I am at a journey where I have designer fragrances and I'm not done with my designers. And I like to collect anything. It's not about designer or niche at any point of my life. I'm not like heading towards a journey, like, or destination rather. It's always a journey. I can pick up a very simple bottle somewhere, which is a very simple fragrance. I bought fragrances like Tommy by Tommy. Didn't need this. I just thought like, what is it about? What is an American fragrance all about? It's like a Top Gun sort of theme fragrance, American youth. So I try to study based on that. So when you see a fragrance review on my channel, there could be multiple reasons for it, and I'm not having any hard feelings towards any of you who's feeling offended by a cheaper fragrance. You can absolutely avoid it instead of being frustrated. My reasons are, first of all, I want to introduce a fragrance that I feel like I like, and I want to put my information out there. Second is, sometimes some of the fragrances, like I'll show you one fragrance, I think. Yeah, no, not this one. Oh, not this one. Sorry about that. Didn't pick up the fragrance. Okay. For example, this one fragrance, I did a review and I was very excited. This was one man show wood edition. There's not a single review on this, right? So maybe to you, like subscribers, it's not your cup of tea, or you think like this is a cheap and tacky house. But there are many other people out there who love houses like Jack Boger. They love, all they can afford is these colognes, which is relatively cheaper, 10 20 pounds, whatever, in the worldwide, 10 20 dollars. Students, people who are not doing such great jobs. So worldwide, body sprays, I would love to do body sprays. I have something in my mind. I have fragrances. I'll show you one other, like Fog. These are Indian companies. They're subscribers in the channel who are from different backgrounds. So I love talking about, I like to take a look into what others are spraying and what a fragrance means to others. So sometimes I buy based on people's recommendation, and I put my nose to random stuff and I buy it. I want to see, talk about it. And I don't do it for the views only. I do it for people. I do it for people who are out there watching, not just like I don't want this to be one particular all niche fragrance. Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't do it. I don't want to make it like one exclusive member sort of a oriented group. I didn't do that for the same thing for Bangladesh group. I didn't do that. I wanted to cater for everyone. That's why I do different fragrances. And why what I mean by I'm not done with designers, I had a list of 100, but along the way, I met a lot of these nice fragrances, unique takes, so I'm interested still in them to study, and designers are very interesting to me. Designers, first of all, they're not as expensive. You get a full presentation. So let's say you are going to buy Aventus, for example. Just I have Aventus, but when you're collecting initially, you want to collect as many as you want, right? Because you can try 5 different fragrances. It's not to show off your bottles and increase your collection only, but you want to smell 5 different fragrances, and you want it to cater longer for you. So that's where I'm still a new guy. I'm still new nose, new reviewer. Of course, it's not been even 1 year of reviewing, but then whatever I'm doing, I'm not doing it by force. I'm doing it from myself. Yes, I post every day one small vlog, because the reason is it makes me happy. I am in a different place. This is what I do. This is my thinking. I want to put the information so it becomes beneficial to 1 or 2 guys. That's it. All right. So yeah, I don't know what part of my life I'm gonna get into niche game, but I don't want to stick to one thing. I don't want to put myself within that one tiny little world where I just talk about just very tiny few things. Like new niche fragrances, definitely respect, but not all niche fragrances are great. I smelled a lot. Most of them are not worth it so far. I have sniffed. Why? Because the amount of money you spend, the quality ratio versus what you pay for, sometimes are not worth it. So designers offer sometimes, what you call it, cheap designers and everything. Fragrances like these are immortal. These are niche quality fragrances, just the name, right? So yeah, that's what I do. No hard feelings, nothing. I understand. I take your comment, and of course I'll do try to do, if I get nice fragrance, I'll try to do reviews. But I'm a different part of my life, and then maybe I'll just stop somewhere and just enjoy whatever I have. Maybe I'm happy with my designers, right? So no hard feelings. All right. So yeah, that's done. So fragrance reviews. So this is what, it's actually, I'm not trying to talk about fragrances today. I'm trying to talk about something that's really bugging me for the last few days, and it's actually last few months. And I have trouble sleeping at night. I don't know how many of you sleep peacefully at night, because when I sleep, I go with a lot of worries. It's just my personal life I'm sharing. I have my troubles, and I have my worries and stuff, and I'm also worried about my fragrance journey as far as business goes. I worry a lot. So when you go to sleep with worry and you sleep and you see nightmares, and you also wake up with worries, and you're not well rested even after the sleep, you know that something's not right. So internal happiness is very, very important. So this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, and I seclude myself from people. I'm not trying to be a psychopath or anything, but these days people really, really tire me. Whatever I read in the media and everything, I should stay away from media, but that doesn't make it go away, right? I want to talk about attacks, like violence throughout the world, and this is why I'm doing the video today. And I'm gonna tell you a few things why I do this. Sometimes it's just tiring, guys. It's just tiring when you see so much hatred, so much ugliness out there, so much tension. There's no happiness. People are just blaming each other. They're just fighting with each other. Just racially abusing each other. And you think like you just stay selfish within one sort of box, and you'll be like, I'm not listening. I'm not seeing. See no evil, hear no evil. So must be everything goes away. Evil doesn't go away, guys. Evil is gonna come and catch up to you one day, and someone has to address it. You cannot simply like sit there and play it safe, but something in your head, you're not actually saying it out there. So I feel it's not my duty. I'm just a very tiny little human being, like, who am I? I'm just a one tiny little component of the world, but I'm also I have a voice. So sometimes people need to hear. Sometimes people need to take out what's in their head and the ideas. So share with others and then inform others. So maybe it will change. You never know. So because droplets of water make a sea, right? So uh, there are many times I thought, I'm something really always bothered me when I see injustice in the world. It bothers me. I see people are abusing a dog or a cat. It bothers me when people are treating person, let's say Muslim, we are a Muslim majority country, and we are making a mockery of our system, and we are trying to be unfair to a minority group who are from different religion, and we say that these people are like stupid, or their religion don't matter, and then we just impose something on them. It really bothers me, the system, because it's not because I am against my religion or anything. I'm not a super extremist on any level. I don't want to be a non-believer in an extremist way. I don't want to be a believer in extremist, like believer in an extremist way where people will tell me how to live my life. I'll stay abstain from everything else and then just hate everything else, that I don't know. So I let because I believe in God. I'll tell you right away. It can be different from your faith. You might not believe in religion, whatnot. Religion and God, these are your personal things. These are the things that you think about. These are the things that you adopt in yourself to be better. So what's the use if you're not better and you're just worse off? You're just angrier by the day. You are more like violent by the day, and you're less patient and you're not achieving anything good. What's the use of that? So the thing is, something must be going wrong, right? So I want to tell you what's happening in the world. You don't have to think so much, guys. Don't have to think so badly or so hard. What's happening in the world is very few number of politicians, these bloody politicians, all over the world. My country, your country, every country has some politicians, right? And hardly there are any clean politicians. That's the fact. I'm going to talk politics today in general, not any particular country, because it gets tiring. It gets to you, and when you see. So there, what's happening in the world is, a bunch of politicians just telling you how to live. They are telling you about countries, people, rituals, cultures, religions, and race, and people's lives that you have never even visited, right? You never even, let's say, visited one country, UAE or Saudi or Malaysia, and people just tell you, like, for example, random country, Malaysia. I lived in Malaysia, and they tell you, like, Malaysia is a country with they're extremists, religious extremists. And the thing is, they're responsible for all the, like, let's say there's a terrorist attack somewhere happen, and then they say there was a Malaysian guy, right? Example, and he's a Muslim, and then they say he's a part of ISIS, right? Yes, that guy, particular guy, is a criminal or a person who got influenced somehow, because not every person is the same, right? In your, like, because I talk to everyone from different faiths. So let's say you're Christian or a Jewish person or Buddhist or Hindu, whatever religion, what your tribe is. Let's say one person from your tribe, not Muslims, forget it. One person from your tribe or religion committed some crime. How do you categorize that? You categorize that as a criminal, because this person has his own way of thinking, and we have to analyze, we have to know exactly what happens, right? So last 10 years or so, the world has become so violent. Why? I thought about it, because I'm not. I read. One of the reasons why I'm always on Facebook, because I read the news, and most of the times what I see is, the news that they are not like very unique, like, how do you say, very organized in such a way that they're giving proper information. When you, let's say, you live in Malaysia and you see news about Malaysia on a British site or somewhere where it's not true, like, let's say, Philippines president, there's putting a news on him, and people in Philippines, they see, like, this is not a real news, they're fake news propagandas. In Myanmar, they're burning this. They say that, they try to have certain group has interest, right? Let's say, yes, always there's politicians who have interest, and then they say, point at one particular country. How do you feel to take blame for one person's fault and crime as a whole entire country? You, like, the, definitely you guys know the very popular and the sad tragedy that happened. The Twin Towers went down. Since then, the Iraq, all these wars after wars after wars. The thing is, they try to justify somehow, and then they sometimes go there and find nothing, right? I'm giving you from a fair point of view, not as a Muslim, not as a Christian, not whatever. I'm talking as a human being. So that's what I've been observing. And they attack a whole country and destroy it. And you imagine, you let's say you're in UK or States, and then one of your persons, like one of your citizens did something, and then some other country is a bigger power than yours, and suddenly you wake up one day, and you see the bomb started dropping, right? And your whole country gets destroyed, your family gets killed, everything, and you're in such an extreme position that you have nothing left to look for or live for, right? So that's when people started feeling, helpless, and they're like, they lose their senses. Of course, when you lose your family and you see everybody's in pieces, you will lose your like sanity, right? So yes, that's been happening, and the scary part is many of these people, like, many countries are nice enough for this immigration, like, people who are migrating, they're letting them be, but not everybody is same. One or two kids here and there, they're not that well educated, they're not experienced enough. Most of the things you'll see, most of the people, they're doing this at the young individuals, so they're being brainwashed. So they're part of the system and the problem. It's not like you can predict. You can actually, you can predict, because if you keep your eyes open, if you're being an honest person, if you're being a fair person in the society, and you don't care about their race or religion, let's say brown guy, brown doctor, Indian doctor come to your country making a lot of money as a dentist, and you don't hate him for that, for earning a lot, you just hate him. Like, you are racist in your head. Let's say you are racist. Oh, I hate those brown people, sand niggers and this and that. Black people, I hate them. So hate brings only hate. Hatred being only hatred, that's what I feel. And then people, when they come to your country, it's not guaranteed everybody's gonna be a nice guy. Some part of the guys, they're gonna be lunatics. They're gonna be bad people, good and bad in every race and country. That's the part of the thing. So let's say for one, let's say white person commits a crime and comes out, and that day you saw the sword wild wielding, like mad person killed two innocent lives because they're defending a helpless two Muslim girls, right? So if you go close, if you pay attention, you'll see the real victims are always human beings, right? Someone blaming you for some KKK lunatic or some Nazi people back in the time, and they generalize you, and you're actually a normal kid like them. You support them, you are friends with them, and the thing is, one day, you play football with them. You like Manchester United. You grew up in UK, Birmingham, wherever, and you wake up one day and you like go to school, and then see something happen and kids start bullying you, like you're the one person who's Muslim, or you're a girl who's wearing headscarf, but you absolutely are British or American by from heart. Start bullying you. They say you're a terrorist. This, how would you feel? How would that person feel? How do you think like that person would feel taking a blame for something he or she has nothing to do with? When you watch cricket, all the British people, no matter what, I have friends, right? I have friends who religiously support British teams when England plays Bangladesh cricket, all right? Because they grew up there. That's their home. That's their country. But when you tell them, like, separate them, okay. So that's where you let the racism win. We don't know who's behind what. I'm not going to say, okay, I know who's exactly behind these plots and everything. I don't know. You don't know also, right? So when the media tells you, don't accept it without, you know, think once, yes, you're going to lose, but you have to also think the suffering of other people that happening, and they are thinking, this suicide bombers and attackers, in their head, what I can say is they're being brainwashed easily because they feel injustice, because sometimes at some point they feel like, they want to do something, or I want to avenge certain families, they've been bombed and we lost, so we're going to kill someone innocent here. So they're thinking, look at their thinking is not rational because they don't have that experience, they don't have so much depth of knowledge. It's not about education, it's about knowledge. Thing is, that's where you're going to be like, one day, oh, I'm tired of all these packies, I'm tired of all these people. The day you do that, you lose to yourself, you lose, I'm telling you. Don't ever let that evil force take over. In Bangladesh, it happens so many times. Every country, you see something in India, they burn a mosque. Here, as a revenge, we burn a temple, and we feel so great about it. We're strong Muslims, we're gonna cut down all this. You see in India, they're banning, like, I don't know, I don't want to comment in different countries of politics because they have their motives. They have, of course, they worship cows, so they have certain feelings. So no one should ever hurt anyone's religious sentiments. And everyone, if you respect others, let them be what they're trying to do. If you respect, they're gonna respect. If you love, you're gonna get love. But if you hate, you're gonna get hate in return. Can you imagine? It's like scary thought, one after another. Let's say talk about London, Manchester attacks. They're happening and you cannot stop them because police and government cannot stop that. Why? Because these people are not inside anyone this criminal's head, and they became criminal not in one day. These things are a result of days after days of injustice throughout the world, and people are frustrated and they're doing shit. They have no clue what they're doing. They think I'm going to go to heaven. How the hell they're gonna go to heaven by blowing innocent kids up, right? So yeah, I'm rambling and I'm like frustrated. The whole world is, it's not just particular any people. Thing is, just look again once again. Your government comes and tells you there's a war, you have to fight against terrorism. They send some bunch of kids who have no clue, and they're sending them in an unknown zone, like say Afghanistan or somewhere, and they just die in numbers. You know how many soldiers, American soldiers, died? They're sending all these kids, and they actually, yes, they feel like they want to protect the country, but who are the masterminds behind it and who are the puppets running the show? You don't know. How are you being benefited in your own country? Are you getting justice? Are you getting your desired, your say medical education, your funds? Day by day it's just getting worse for you, every single one of you. So thing is, you have to wake up and see what they're trying to do. They're trying to divide you in every way. Like, let's say one guy that looks like me wears specs, brown guy like me, he has long beard and everything, and he did some shit, and we're like, oh, that guy looks like Joy, this guy must be a terrorist too, he's trying to breed and everything. You have to stop these guys. We have to put a stop to it, and it's up to us, the majority of the world, for us to stop this. And how it's gonna stop? It's not gonna stop one day, because it's not a result of one day. It's the result of years after years of injustice, unfair treatment, racism, and you never traveled in one country and you just hate them. Many of you, like, I hate all the fucking Pakis, I hate all these fucking Bangladeshis, I'm sorry I'm using the F word, but they do that without even traveling once in these countries. Yeah, you just look from above BBC report and you just read, oh, this country is trash. These countries are trash. There's no one educated, all of filthy pigs, right? And you just go and like, oh, okay, I'm gonna avenge some of this innocent murder victims by hurting some more innocent Muslims who are having the head covered and everything. How many people do you know? You know, like how many, how it's just like no end to it. You know how it just comes one after another. Children, like children or child is born, they're brought up with the love with mother and father. They try to put them values inside them, instill, and they try to give them what's right or wrong. And then all they see in the world, they see ugliness. They see like people are manipulating the meaning of true religion and stuff, true meaning of religion, which is supposed to be about peace, and it's supposed to be a thing that you are inspired to do, not forced to do, right? I often face that in places. You know, I studied in a university, Islamic university. They try to teach you wearing jeans is haram. Haram means it's not permissible. Such BS, I'm telling you. They tell you like in certain parts of Malaysia. I'm not talking about Malaysian friends. It's just my opinion. It's just certain areas. Certain people, they act like thugs. They're trying to religious thugs. They do religious politics. They tell you if you don't fast, you're gonna go to jail. So this is not how you're gonna inspire people to be, you know, falling in love with God or religion or anything. You cannot. And I think most of the time you'll see these people who are there saying that the religious people are saying that there's a threat, non-believers, you know, like they're gay and lesbians. These groups, they go and kill them, bloodshed. Are those other side of the people harming the Muslim people? No, they are not doing bloodshed. They're not. They're just doing their own thing. Everybody's different. God made everybody different, right? But once that happens, you know that they say one day, like, you know, you get death for not believing like what we believe in. This is like back in 2000 years old, where people would be crucified for, you know, being a scientist or a poet, something they are not. They think they're witch. They have superpowers to harm. These are just people, politicians. Always been politicians. All right. So if it's up to you, if you want to decide to hate, if you're white, if you're gonna hate black person because of his skin tone, or if you're black, you're gonna hate that white person, vice versa. It works both ways. You're gonna stay within community. I'm gonna be black, I'm gonna be black. I'm gonna be white, I'm gonna be white. Brown, brown. Or you're gonna think like, no, I know this person who I'm working with, I'm gonna treat them fairly, I'm gonna be nice to them. They're gonna feel that, you know, the feel of achievement, belongingness at one place. They'll never ever do, most likely, and one or two that will do wrong things, they are crackhead, right? Stupid people. So it's been frustrating. It's been frustrating. I think of it like, you know, I'll stay by myself and nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna bother me. It will bother me one day. One day, bombs will start to drop in this country and somewhere, you know. And we do have terrorism as well. We have been facing. There was attacks, people lost lives, you know. We don't know who are doing it, but we can have some idea. People doing it. There's no absolutely ghost or darkness, whatever. It's people. It's freaking people who are responsible behind these things. So you choose what kind of people you want to be. You're gonna let this one by one, this horrible things make you divided. You're gonna be unfair. You're gonna be racist. Why change it? You know, you're gonna go to a neighbor like, do this to them because you think their kind of people are the one responsible. Be fair, guys. Be nice. You know, be a human being. You know, when you fall for those sort of things and you just blindly generalize and being racist, you're just part of the terrorist groups. That's it. You just don't realize it, but you're letting the hate win. Okay, stay united. These are the times you have to be more united with more incidents. That's what I feel. I don't know how you're gonna interpret it. You might have backlash and everything, but I just wanted to say these things. All right, guys. I know it's a very long video, and do enlighten yourself. Do study more. When they tell you like listen to us, don't listen to them. Go out there, go to different cultures, stay with people, live with normal people, see their culture, see how what people eat different times, without just always like, no, this is what my religion and culture taught me, I'm never gonna go outside my country. That's a mistake. Don't let others tell you how to live. Don't let others make you sheeps. All right. And without knowing, don't hate. That's it. So I'm sorry, guys. Bit of a long. Okay. Anyway, never mind. Take care, guys. I hope everybody is okay. Everybody's safe. I pray for everybody's safety, and I believe in humanity. That's the biggest religion, and that's it. Peace, and I'll talk talk to you soon. Everybody take care, and hopefully one day world is gonna be nice place to live again. Take care, guys. Have a nice day.